Welcome into the Chiefs Report here on NFL Daily by Yahoo Sports is where we're filming this show initially. Harrison Graham and Chase Sr. rolling with me today. Chase, the Chiefs have been quiet, but there's been some news around them, a couple of new rumors surfacing. Do want to get into all of that. Now, this happened last night. Chiefs lose one of their receivers, Byron Pringle, to the Chicago Bears, and quite frankly, I think a pretty fair deal for Chicago. 1 year, $4 million, incentives up to $6 million. Really had emerged as a nice number 3 receiver for the Chiefs last year. Now he exits, and Kansas City will need to add a receiver to replace him.
I really like his game. He has some wiggle, and as a complimentary piece, I thought he was really good for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Bears are getting a good player with some high upside here on a 1 year, $4 million deal, up to $6 million with some performance incentives, and I think he can live up to those expectations, Harrison. This is a big loss for KC, and it's another one of those depth pieces that they really couldn't afford on this roster as they continue to really compete for Super Bowls, and the reality is you have to make some tough decisions, like not being able to retain Byron Pringle.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And, Chiefs Kingdom's been asking me, why are they quiet? Why are they quiet? Can they still make moves? Well, they can still restructure Patrick Mahomes' contract and free up another $20+ million. So they can go that route. There's some receivers we'll get to later on in the show that to keep in mind if the Chiefs want to upgrade at that position. You still have Tyreek Hill. You still have McCole Hardman. By the way, a Tyreek Hill contract extension has been reported as in the works. So we'll just have to wait and see when that happens. But Pringle's been a nice development story. Played his college ball at K-State, stayed home for his early NFL days, works his way up, and now he gets a payday with the Chicago Bears. So good for him. Wish him nothing but the best. Name a player that the Chiefs should sign in NFL free agency. Get your thoughts in the comments right now below. Maybe you want Juju Smith-Schuster. Maybe you want Odell Beckham. More on him later on. Let us know who you would like to see the Chiefs sign. Now, Chase, a reason the Chiefs Kingdom continues to kind of freak out is the AFC West continues to just make blockbuster moves. This one went down last night in the division. Davante Adams getting traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for the Raiders' first 2 picks in 2021. Quite frankly, not that much of an overpay in draft compensation, if I'm being completely honest, for the best receiver in football. Now, they did pay him the absolute bag, over $28 million per year on a 5-year deal. So he enters the AFC West, teams up with his college quarterback, Derek Carr. This division, Chase, on paper, we'll see how it plays out, one of the best of all time. I mean, it's been unbelievable the moves they've made, and I would argue a lot of these moves have been made by Denver getting Russell Wilson, Adams to the Raiders, the Chargers going to get J.C. Jackson, because they're chasing the Kansas City Chiefs, who have run this division for over half a decade now.
The AFC West this upcoming year reminds me a lot, Harrison, of the NFC West from this past year in 2021. You think about the NFC West last year. Best division, most competitive division in football. You have the defending Super Bowl champions in the Los Angeles Rams. They had to get past the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, so that's another Final Four team. The Arizona Cardinals continued to build and move forward with Kyler Murray, and they made it into the playoffs as a double-digit win team. And even the Seahawks, even though Russell Wilson suffered that injury, they were at least somewhat competitive. So that's really what the AFC West this upcoming year in 2022 is going to remind me of the NFC West from 2021.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It's possible it could be even better. I mean, that's what's crazy about all these moves happening. And, Chiefs Kingdom's freaking out, and I understand. But, these teams have to close the gap to catch up to Kansas City. This has been the Chiefs division for a very, very long time. I understand how Adams to the Raiders can bother you, but I'm still not going to sit here and say, oh, well, Vegas, they've passed Kansas City. The Broncos, these teams have to prove that. Kansas City has run this division for a while now, and until someone takes down that throne from the Chiefs, someone can beat Patrick Mahomes enough in this division, this is still the Chiefs division. Make no mistake about it, but it's a division that has 4 competitive teams and 4 teams that feel like they can win right now. And now with the Raiders getting a legit number 1 receiver in Davante Adams, they have entered the equation as well. It's very, very interesting. My initial reaction to the Raiders trading for Adams, by the way, my one-word reaction, Chase, was simply just, wow. The amount of moves this division continues to make. By the way, I saw a graphic. The amount of money shelved out in the AFC West would be was almost more than the NFC total or something like that. That's how much this conference is kind of battling one another because the AFC is the more competitive conference right now. I don't think there's any doubt.
It is. And this is really going to make the Chiefs' road to another AFC West title that much harder.
Yeah,
and
tougher. Yeah.
This is why when people talk about, oh, the Chiefs win that first Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes, league MVP, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, Brett Veach, they're going to win 8 Super Bowls. Look, the NFL is a league of parity, Harrison. We know that. And the NFL is uber competitive. And for the Chiefs, they have kind of slid the last couple of years. And to try to get back to title contention, they're going to have to still compete with the Buffalo Bills. They're going to have to compete with Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Now, the Las Vegas Raiders with Carr and Adams linking up. But you know what? It's awesome because as competitors, you want to relish this type of opportunity to go up against the best players and the best teams. And it's going to prepare KC in the division for the gauntlet that is the AFC playoffs.
Continue to get your one-word reaction in for the Raiders trading for Adams. What I would counter with that is you think about this stretch, and yeah, only 1 Super Bowl win for the Chiefs. They've been to 2. They're really just a halftime meltdown away against Cincinnati from going to a 3rd straight Super Bowl last year. That should have never happened. The Bucs Super Bowl, their entire offensive line got hurt before the Super Bowl. They couldn't block. So this is still a team that I would argue has been the best team in the AFC for about half a decade now. But you're absolutely right. It's only getting stronger in this conference. It's only getting stronger in this division. The good news is hey, you're in playoff mode all year now because you got to bring it each and every week to win these games. And I'm going to be excited to be breaking down these games for you guys in 2022. Now, make sure you guys follow us on Rumble. The Chiefs Report is now over there, and you guys can follow and support the channel by following us on Rumble. More Chiefs news, rumors, unfiltered access from yours truly over there. I would greatly appreciate it. Give us a follow. Help us grow on Rumble. That way, we can continue to expand our platform here at the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Okay, let's move on to this story, Chase. And I'm going to not connect dots, but maybe just speculate here. So Allen Robinson to the Rams. That was a big move on day 4 of free agency. Robert Woods now is apparently available for a trade, according to Adam Schefter. He, of course, is coming off a torn ACL, but unlike Odell Beckham, who we'll talk about in a minute, should be ready by training camp. This one happened earlier in the season than obviously Beckham's in the Super Bowl. Trading for Robert Woods would intrigue me because you could bring him in here. You got McCole Hardman who could slide.
Great weapon.
McCole Hardman slides as like your number 3. Tyreek Hill, Robert Woods, McCole Hardman, Travis Kelce, Mahomes slinging it. That would be pretty good for Kansas City, and he's still a young and really good player.
Yeah, and I think his contract is somewhat affordable, too. He did sign that deal that was long-term with the Los Angeles Rams a couple of years ago, but given his level of production, you look at it before the injury last year and for the last couple of years, he's a really good player, and he'd be an awesome skill player alongside Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and a good fit in that scheme as well. I mean, he could play inside, he could play outside, he can go up and get it, has some good speed. He has miss ability after the catch as kind of a yak guy too. He is always a threat to really take it to the crib, Harrison. So too is OBJ, who was resurrected last year on the same team.
Yeah, and I do wonder if the Chiefs are at least monitoring Odell Beckham, because reports came out he may not be ready until November, which makes sense. He tore his ACL in mid-February. It's usually at least an 8-month recovery. That would put you in October. Now, some guys are coming back faster. 8 months, by the way, is very fast, but it's become more normal these days. 9-10 months is kind of the average now for an ACL, so that would put you into November. Could the Chiefs hang out, maybe sign Beckham later on in free agency, or maybe even once the season starts, because I don't think the Rams are going to bring him back now. Now, I guess if the Rams trade Robert Woods, that could reopen the door for OBJ to go back to L.A., and maybe those conversations are taking place. But, look, the Chiefs can afford to not bring on Beckham until midseason. They've got enough weapons. Imagine adding him in like week 10 for the stretch run and getting him for the playoffs to this offense. I think that's pretty intriguing as well. There still are receivers out there, and I think the Chiefs will be okay after losing Byron Pringle. Grade the Chiefs' move so far: A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know how you feel about it overall. Obviously, it's been quiet, so I can't give it an A grade or anything like that, but it certainly has been interesting to watch all the moves in the AFC West. Once the Chiefs make a major move, we will be covering it here on the Chiefs Report, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Don't miss any of our content here on the channel. We've got you guys covered better than anybody here on YouTube.